Hey, I'm so happy to have Kyle from Nelson Auto Group here with me today. He's subbing in for Paul Daly, who's doing a film shoot. And Kyle, thanks for helping to facilitate our coffee talk this week on OEMs and our relationship with OEMs. We had a bit of therapy again today.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a fun talk, and probably a little bit good that it's a closed room, and that's one of the nice things about having this opportunity in our space.
Absolutely. There were lots of things that we had to get off our chest today. One of the things that we talked quite a bit about was the balance between OEM programs and offers and the co-op incentives that are provided versus trying to put out our message for our store, our own branding, the why buy from us messaging. I like to say, why turn left instead of right when you go out of the driveway? And how do we play that game?
Yeah, it was interesting to hear that there's obviously an attention to the OEM, but that the greater level of attention right now from a lot of marketers in our space and automotive is definitely toward a brand message and trying to balance that OEM relationship and the necessary requirements, whether it be from website or paid media, with how do I really express my brand locally, and that it's a tough thing to balance because of things like co-op money or expectations from the bigger brand. Which there was a valid point brought up that the bigger brand has something to say, and to sit in their shoes and hear that the brand, whatever OEM you're with, is expecting that brand story to be told within your locale as well. So balancing those types of creatives, those messages, um, it's a tough ask for marketers, but a necessary one.
Sure. And when we were talking about stepping into the OEM's shoes, we all acknowledged that if, as marketers, if we were at the OEMs, we'd be thinking along the same lines because there is a really strange setup in our industry where the OEMs don't have control of their brand at the dealer level, and they're trying to exert control in various ways. And of course, when they exert control over the dealerships, folks who are looking after dealership marketing get rubbed a little bit in the wrong way and thrown into some challenging situations. We talked about that with technology and how frustrating it is to have a relationship with one vendor that you've got a great rapport, your things are going really well, and then the OEM says, here's a whack of co-op money, but you've got to use this other vendor instead. And it's frustrating when you're trying to run a tight ship.
Yeah, and with our crew, and I think a lot of dealers, and especially groups that are getting to that medium to large size, they're really seeking after creating a positive brand story and pressing into the market the right way, and doing things from a creative perspective or a paid perspective that are innovative. And there's this sense that there's a potential for, with those groups, with those types of marketers, that there's a stifling of innovation. And that was brought up a couple of times on our
No
talk. and
doubt. No
and
doubt.
and and that's frustrating for those people, and so we're having to figure out how to be innovative alongside of caring for that brand relationship, because there still are so many dealers that have not approached that level. And so I think part of this is, how do we get this message out? And I would encourage that if you're not a part of Coffee Talk and you're just even wondering how to do all this and market in this fresh, innovative way, that's a platform that there's encouragement toward that. And if we can bring more dealers to that place, I think these OEMs might start to say, okay, we'll release some of the reins a little bit.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. So a few other frustrations, but also a few other bright spots. Another frustration was cost. We talked about how when a website, for example, gets moved into an OEM program, costs invariably go up for the dealer, and some of the frustration around that. We talked about the first of the month and how you wait for the programs to rain down from the heavens upon you. And certainly when I was at Performance Auto Group with 23 brands, it was just, we'd all just jump on the hamster wheel trying to get things out, not having notice of these. But there were some innovative solutions talked about, like having gap programs. What are you going to run for those few days from the end of the month until the OEM program is released, and just having that ready and using that creative. And it's okay to use it with some frequency. So a great idea raised there. And also, there's some tools, Kyle. I know you were talking about some. There's tools that are available that help make all of that so much easier.
Yeah, there are tools, and I think that's what's really neat is there are other marketers in our space going, this is an issue, let's solve for it. Let's make a solution that allows us to execute in our job roles better. And I would be glad to connect with me on LinkedIn or anything like that to share some of those tools. But I think when we band together, and our friend Paul Daly, who isn't here, has that dealers pushing back, dealers banding together. The more we do that, we're going to accomplish some pretty cool things. And that's one of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, certainly the opportunity to connect with each other and hear how we're handling some of the issues that we face, sparking some creativity. All of these things that we do during Coffee Talk are helpful. So, so thanks, Kyle. It's been great to have you as part of Coffee Talk, and thanks for co-facilitating and doing the wrap-up video today. It's fun. We miss Paul, but hey, we've got another bearded fella to join us for our wrap-up.
Yeah, I won't say that I can compete with his flat bill game or his beard game, but it's been a pleasure, and thanks for inviting me and having me be able to have this conversation with you.
Yeah, great. All right, we'll see you again soon.
Take care.